Hello everyone, this is Tuxalonso. I'll be the secondary uploader for this channel, and after quite a few headaches actually, I tried Fraps and it didn't work. Then I tried Pirate Incantation, then realized I didn't want to get sued. But now I finally settled with OBS, and it seems to be working fine. It is running at the fantastic look of 30 frames per second. That was sarcasm, but we should be doing fine. And we're gonna be looking at this Gyrocopter. I'm just gonna pause here for a few seconds. And you know what? He started with homing missile. That's fine in my opinion. I don't see what there's anything wrong with that. You could go with rocket barrage. Either way, potato potato, same thing. I want to focus on the build though. I don't like this build for a few reasons. You have a lot of remaining gold. Let's see what you could have bought with this remaining gold. You could have gotten a magic stick. I always want to call this a wand for some reason. And you would be getting 15 health and mana for every time the enemy did anything with his abilities, which is very nice. Also, you could have, I don't know, started working on your bracer, circlet, or gauntlet. A circlet would have given you +2 more damage. It means last hitting is easier, you're less likely to miss them. Or a gauntlet, which gives you more strength, you're tankier, you're harder to kill. Circlet would do the same. And yeah, I think you should always spend your gold in the beginning. I know that getting boots up is quite nice, but on a Gyrocopter that's not a huge deal because your only kill potential is with the rocket barrage. Let me just start that up, and that's only gonna happen if you can get like a homing missile or your lane partner has a stun, and you put the homing missile right there, they start running, and then the homing missile catches them like somewhere over here if you like set it up over there. And then you can rocket barrage while the creep wave is over here, and the creep wave that's coming up is over here, and you can get a lot of damage. Rocket barrage does a lot of damage. That's 110 damage on level 1, I believe. No, that's 110 damage per second in the beginning. But you know what?
30
just
seconds to
get
battle.
spend your gold. It just gives you an advantage. Like you just spend your gold, guys. All right, we're just gonna speed up. We're gonna basically ignore the rest of the team for the rest of the game. He's blocking. Good for him. So let's do Jew. If the quality of this video is not amazing, I'll bump up the FPS on OBS later. But now we're just gonna see him attacking and getting last hits and stuff. Just the regular.
First blood.
Bottom fed first blood. We'll just ignore that. They almost got a kill on Ricky though. And yeah, just last hitting and last hitting and last hitting. But there is a problem, and maybe some of you notice it. He is hitting the enemy creeps, and before he can get the last hit. This is actually surprisingly bad. You might not notice it, but right now he's doing 51 damage. Creeps have 2 armor. And they have 550 health. When you hit them, you're doing about 44 damage, I believe. And you'd be surprised just how much damage that is. Like the little creeps, they do 21 damage. They hit for about 18 or 15. So see, right now the lane's pushing. It has 2 range creeps, and those range creeps are not gonna die until the melee creeps die. So it's very important not to attack the creeps unless you're gonna get the last hit. Never ever, not even dink him. Don't see. He just did it right there. Don't do that. He's doing it again. It's not good. He got his boots up faster than the enemy bounty hunter could, but again, he is in an off lane, so that's understandable. His lane partner, decent build. There's nothing wrong with it. And they will just last it away, and we're just gonna, speed up. And right here, the Bane almost dies, but he doesn't. And he can't get kills because Bane didn't buy True Sight. It's not his fault. Maybe he could have bought Dust. Always be a friendly lane partner. But you know what? Not everyone is perfect. This is more the person who is playing this I know will watch this video, so this is more of a personal note to him. But you tank the creeps a few times, just a little bit, so just try to avoid that as much as you can. And Yeah. Also, if the Bane for some reason watches this video, you should get sentry wards because without them you have no kill potential. Because you like until Bane gets his ulti. If I can click on him, slow this down. Until Bane gets his ulti, Nightmare. Yeah, Nightmare is good because he can still use rocket barrage and everything, and then they can land the missile. But it's pretty hard to time. So sentry wards just makes the kill, just getting the kill much easier. Also, don't use flat cannon unless you're trying to get a tower. Just don't. And they get a kill. Cool. So it turns out they do have kill potential, but they had to dive the tower, they had to spend a pod. It's just better if you get sentry wards, because then your carry can be safe, and you have more kill potential. Also, Gyro, I'm gonna give it to him. He did a good job of carrying a TP later on, but by this point, I feel like you should carry a TP because if we look right now, just free camera. This guy, he could TP back here, come here, drop a missile, then run in and maybe get a kill because these two are back here. They obviously don't know that, but I'm just saying it's kill potential. If you can get a kill, it's always better than farming. So I like people who carry TPs on the early game because it gives you the ability to kill people when people dive. In my opinion, it's just something good to do, to get used to. Also, if he had a sentry ward right there, he wouldn't have taken that damage. He wouldn't be at half health. Like, you may not notice it, but right now, because of that engagement, he lost half of his health, and means that he's gonna start using up tangos. If he had a sentry ward, that wouldn't have happened. He would not have gone up because he knows that, oh, they can see me, so they can kill me. If he's a good offlane. If not, he's just gonna feed terribly, and that's good because you're gonna get further and further ahead. The supports did a decent job of warding this game, but again, we're focusing on the gyro and not the supports. So yeah, just last sitting, skirmishing, and
Dyer's middle tower is under siege.
He's farming pretty well, you know. Once he just his flat cannon further up, he can start farming faster and stuff. It is 7 minutes. I personally know I can get a drum up by then, but that's, you know, I imagine I'm gonna higher his kill ceiling than this guy. And you know what? I was at this point sometime, and now I'm here. So that you have to get better. So his farming isn't as good as mine, but if we look, hey, look, he's the best one in the game. So at your level, it's fine. I'm just saying you can get items faster, and if whenever you can do it, you should. Also, apparently he needs to work on his lasting under the tower. So he's just gonna right-click away. He has his ulti. In my opinion, once you get your ulti, you should try to get a few kills. Maybe, I don't know. Like again, this is where carrying a TP is useful. If we pause right now, just right now, let's look at our kill potential. Oh, Dragon Knight, 1,000 health, kind of hard to kill. 500 health, get a sentry, Ricky's dead. Like if you know where he is, you get dust or a sentry, there's nothing he can do. Witch Doctor, same, he's 600, he has 600 health. Elder Titan is quite tanky, he's actually quite scary if he gets his Knight Order. This build is awful, holy shit. I'm sorry, I try not to curse. But you know what? Farming, Gyrocopter's a carry. Farming is far from the worst thing that he could be doing right now. Let's just go back to player perspective. And they're gonna get a tower by the looks of it. Good job. Tower advantage is very good. He shouldn't have tanked the tower right there. I think he could have just backed off and get the creep to aggro, and he should have had enough time. But he's gonna start getting his items. Good job. He busted the side shop. That's a big mistake. People. Like even up to 3,500 MMR, some people still don't buy at the side shop. You'd be surprised how many items you can buy at the side shop. Yeah, you can buy a lot of items in the side shop. And Bane, tearing it up. Good for him. Looks like Bounty Hunter's gonna die. And we're just gonna speed up because right now it's just farming and laning and stuff, and there's not much going on with this gyro. Yeah, Bane is tearing it up, but we're not focusing on him. Bane did a pretty good job in my opinion in this game.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
And he's gonna do something that is questionable in my opinion. If they had a ward up, he could have seen the invis. Means he could have had a better kill potential right here. And he's gonna die, but he's gonna kill the Witch Doctor. This is what I'm saying with the TPs. You could have done this a long time ago.
You don't even care, do you?
So he's gonna, ideally he's gonna buy his drum right now. Good job. And he's gonna call it in. And if I was him, I would have a TP and I would go back up top, waste no time when walking. However, if I was him, I would have missed the Invis rune. And let's see what he does with his Invis rune. Of course he's gonna take it. Just give him a second. He was like focusing on his teammates, I guess. And he takes it. And this, I have a problem with this. He goes in and he's gonna try to look for a kill, but they have no vision. Like, all right, so he's gonna go for the Ricky.
Top tower is under attack.
Let's just wait until he gets a kill. Ideally, he gets a kill. Oh, okay, little skirmish up there. And he just went in on 1, 2, 3 heroes, and he did not. Oh, actually, no, that's his teammate. He didn't know that the Dragon Knight was up here, but he had no idea. Wait, who are we missing? Oh, I don't believe he can see. Yeah, he definitely can see the Witch Doctor. So, in my opinion, this is a terrible engagement. You're 1 against 4. If I was him, I would not have broken Invis. I would have seen, oh, Crystal Main is dead. There's nothing I can do. I would just walk out. And let's see what happens. He gets a kill.
Dire's top tower is under
And he dies. And then I'm actually not quite sure how he killed him. Let's look at that again. I missed that the first 2 times I watched this.
being attacked.
Oh, flat cannon. All right, cool. You get a kill. And I do believe he got the last hit, so he might not get an EXP, but he definitely got gold. He didn't get an EXP because he was dead.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
I don't think that trade was worth it. 3 for... It was Crystal Maiden died for that, so it was 3 for 2. Not very good in my opinion.
Tower is under siege.
I think he should have just backed off and waited a bit more, maybe see if he can set up a kill later. So he's finished up his drum. Drum, one of the best items in the game. It gives you so much. It gives you movement speed, it gives you attributes, it gives you a bit of damage, not much, but really, and it gives you attack speed. Not much again. It just gives you a lot of things, and it's very useful. And again, movement speed. It's very big in the game, but okay. So I am contradicting myself that in the beginning I said rushing boots isn't the best idea in the world. But in the mid game, having more movement speed is better. I'll explain this in a future video. But just do as I say. Not just if you want to rush boots, go for it. Just don't buy them in the first set. Also, another problem: they don't have sentry wards right now. If Bane had sentry wards, so they're sieging the tower. If Bane had sentry wards, you could put one down, and Vicky would be dead. That would be a kill. But he doesn't have any sentry wards. So, shame on him. Same with Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden should have sentry wards. Whoa, my PC is dying. Wow. That was scary. And because of the lack of sentry wards, now Crystal Maiden died. And Ricky isn't gonna die. Like, if you look, he's just gonna run away. He's gonna stay there. That's awful. Like, he just traded 1 for 0. And you'd never want to do that. And now... Okay, so he gets Ricky. And he tanks the ward. You need to know his team is ditched and he put down the ulti. You need to know when things are happening because that was a bad fight. He should have ran from that. The ward was down. As soon as he sees the ward run down, get down, he should run. Because if we look at Witch Doctor, this 60 damage, 60 damage per little for each bolt, and that's and there's 4 bolts per turn. But whoa, what did I click on? All right, that's interesting. But so Witch Doctor's ulti is extremely powerful, so you don't underestimate it. Gyro, another kill. Gyro's starting to rack up the kills. Let's see who has the most kills in this game. Bane has quite a few, and our Gyrocopter has just as many, so good for him. Bane picked those up and very early on. He was roaming a lot, so that's a very good job. So our team looks like they're doing really well. Let's look at the XP graph. They're slightly ahead. and they're way ahead in gold because the Gyrocopter's been farming pretty well. Again, if we go back to last hits. Oh wow, he actually got passed by a Dragon Knight. I missed that again. I guess I gotta get better at taking notes. Some of you might say that they have a slaughter and that his ulti is vision enough, true sight. Like you don't need sentries because you have slaughter. I disagree. When you're fighting, you're gonna have a lot of things happening at the same time, and you can't rely on a specific skill of one person to basically do the work for you. It's just better to have an AoE that will reveal everyone. So that was a good fight. They traded 2 for 0, excellent, and well, that was again another problem. I don't think they should be diving this. They have no vision. Like the whole team could be behind them except for Dragon Knight. They do know the Dragon Knight isn't there, but Ricky was there, and now they just threw one guy away for 1 kill, 2 guys away for 1 kill. Not worth it. And actually, in fact, Slaughter is in quite the bad spot, but he got the kill. So they traded 2 for 2, but these guys didn't have to die. I would have just taken the 0 for 2 and ran. Like the 0 for 2 was fine. So they're gonna head it back up top and fight the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's been doing a good job of farming, so he's not that scary just yet. But hey, let's go to net worth. He's creeping up the net worth, man. Like this could be a problem late game. If I was playing this game and I saw that we were giving the Dragon Knight free farm, I would be, oh, we gotta do something about that. So another mistake I think the Gyrocopter did. He is getting an MKB. Let's look at how many butterflies or passive evasions the enemy has. Nope. 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 And okay, smoke screen. MKB is a very good damage item, don't get me wrong, but they have a lot of magic damage. This is composite, so this doesn't count, but Shuriken, small nuke, could be a problem. Track gives people more gold. If you're BKB'd, it ignores it. I believe. I could be wrong with that. Hold up, I did take notes on this. 2420. Let me just skip ahead a little bit. 29. The pause just came off. So yeah, I do think he made a mistake on getting BKB in this situation. I think he should have gone a. Why does it keep switching the heroes? There we go. It's probably because he's selecting them actually. I think he should have gone a BKB. Breathe Fire, quite a big nuke, and Dragon Tail, very strong stun actually. It's the strongest level 1 stun in the game. Bane's still tearing it up. Why do I have? Oh, because yeah, there we go. So I think he should have gone a BKB in this situation because I mean, Witch Doctor's ulti, it's big. It does a lot of damage, and then his stun. Imagine this: you just got away from a team fight and your BKB is still on, and you're right next to a teammate. If Witch Doctor throws his stun, if the BKB was off or you didn't have one, it would stun you guys for about 4 seconds. But if you have remaining BKB, he can't do anything, and then that makes the stun irrelevant. Also, pretty big on team fights means you can't be stunned by his stun, and when it bounces to you, it just keeps bouncing, doesn't affect you. So I think they have enough magic damage and stuns to justify the BKB. Actually, not to justify, to make it a requirement. MKB would be a nice follow-up. However, the Ricky, you know, a butterfly is actually quite nice against the Ricky. And yeah, from now, I guess I'll commentate on his mistakes from now on, because those are the end of my notes and the mistakes he did. From now on, it's just mistakes he repeated, in my opinion. So he's just gonna keep farming. Let's just skip this, speed up the farming process. Yay, right clicking. I'm a pro, right guys? slow this down. We're gonna get a fight soon, maybe? Yeah, it looks like we just had one and it wasn't very favorable for them. 2 people died for no reason. So right now, our gyro, very high up in the net worth. Let's check the graphs. Way ahead. Well, not really way ahead. It's quite a good lead. And quite a damn good lead on gold, too. Gold is, in my opinion, worth a lot more than experience. Because experience, you can get it passively. For gold, you need to get less hits. So, yeah, you can stand in lane and get EXP. But gold is limited. As to... like, only one guy can get the gold. But XP will be passively shared. And Dragon Knight is now creeping up the net worth, man. He's... If we go to gold per minute... Dragon Knight needs to step it up if he's gonna lap the Gyrocopter, but... It could be a problem. That's all I'm saying.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
So Gyrocopter's almost done with his MKB. Just needs 400 more gold. And he's gonna jungle away. With his flat cannon, he can go through creeps like butter. Flat cannon, an extremely good farming ability. And he's gonna go from the inches, I believe. He should, in my opinion, right now. And there's the Yellow Titan farming. No, the Dragon Knight farming down right here. Can I can't write for some reason. Okay, that's interesting. I gotta... Alright, I guess I can't write. So, away farming he goes. This is definitely... I think he's doing the right call right now, farming and carrying a TP so he can go to a fight. I right now would be looking at the map and be like, oh, there's a fight pop... There might be a fight popping up mid. I should keep a lookout for that. Also, something that's nice if you're in a party or in a stack... if you can have a friend of yours like stack the ancients when you're gyro, then you can get a very big gold spike near the mid game, at the end of the mid game. So it looks like these were stacked. So good job, teammates. And we just had a fight occur in mid, but gyro didn't TP. Yeah, guys, if you have a TP, it's kind of important that you use it. Otherwise, it's dead gold. He could have supported, and yeah, they did win the fight, but you know that's gold that he couldn't have had. He could have had. That was two kills. It was about the same. It was less gold on the ancients, but it's just like the security and the amount of health that would be lost if he was there. Their teammates would have lost less health and stuff if he had been there. It would just been a better. Maybe they could have taken the tower faster. Maybe they could have even taken the racks if he was there, because. Rock Barrage and Flat Cannon does a good job of going through creep waves. So he finished up his MKB. Let's see what he buys next. I would excuse him if he got BKB second. I think it would have been fine. Let's see what he buys. And right now, okay, so he's going up to a fight. Not much of a fight in my opinion, not just yet. Easy kill. Oh crap! Okay. There was a decent, yes, that was a pretty good ulti placement. He tried to get as many people as they could, but they outnumbered them and they had to run away. And they get a pretty good fight. They trade 1 for 3. Good job. And we are starting to see true set come out. If I can just go to free camera. That is their ward. So good for them. They are getting better, I guess, if you will. So, alright, so he has 1,500 gold. Maybe he's trying to get the Mithril Hammer first. I think you should always get the Ogre Club first. HP is better than damage because your DPS is 0 if you're dead. Also, he should be carrying a TP right now. I'm just saying. He's looking. He's like, he knows he's there because they have the ward. And he marks him. And I think this was a mistake. As soon as he saw the Dragon Knight, I think he should have ran. But he didn't. And this is where BKB could be really useful. He just got stun locked and yeah, he burned most of Ricky's health, but he's still alive. You don't get anything if you just get someone to 1 HP. You need to kill them to get the reward. So they just traded Chew for 0. Not ideal. Not ideal. But again, they're way ahead. If we check the graphs again, woohoo, that's a nice lead. and that's a nice lead. But because of the kill, Gyro is worth a lot, mind you. His net worth is quite high. You know, if when they kill him, they get a lot. So that's another reason I don't like seeing non-survivability items. BKB, Vanguard, maybe. I don't like Vanguard. A heart, pretty good. So he's gonna go for a butterfly, and this does give you survivability, but you're still gonna get stunned. And when you're stunned, yeah, butterfly helps, but a heart helps more, and a BKB helps way more. So I think he should have gotten a BKB instead of a butterfly. Maybe get the butterfly afterwards, and you still I just don't like his build. And Bane denied a tower. Nicely done. Farming away, you know, getting a lot of gold. We check last set again. He's catching up. He passed the Dragon Knight again because he has Flak Cannon. Flak Cannon is a beast. I cannot stress that enough. If you're Gyro, you should be farming most of your time. Again, it would be very nice if these were stacked. That means he can get twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, or 5 times as much gold. So it's always nice to have, if you're offlane, have your offlane stack for you, or your dual lane. Very, very nice. Let's check XP graphs. So that spike up was when Gyro died, right? No, that's Crystal Maiden. Gyrocopter killed. Was that back here? I don't remember. But back when Gyro got killed down here, that's I believe that's why it's back up. I would also like to see a gem on the Slaughter, because he did get a Vanguard, I believe, yes. So he's quite hard to kill. He has pretty high armor. And a gem on him means that they can deward, they can see the Dragon Knight who has gem, and they can see the Ricky. Gem is a very good investment in my opinion, and in most games you should get it just for dewarding. Because it means that deward wars are easier to win, if you will. You just have to be careful, make sure that the person who has it doesn't, you know, die. So they just got a really good team fight, and they're like, creeps, so how do we hit a tower without creeps? I think they have enough DPS to get through the backdoor protection. I'm not sure on this, but Slaughter or Spirit Breaker could tank this, and they would. Spirit Breaker has a lot of health with that. Yeah, he would have 2,400 HP if he used the armlet. So I think they should be tanking. They should have been tanking and attacking the tower back when everyone was dead but Ricky. So they're gonna do their best, and now they're tanking anyways. They should have done this a long time ago, and now they basically lost a chance to take the tower on the racks because everyone's back. So this was a pretty big mistake in my opinion. They could have had a racks, I think. I could be wrong. And now the Ricky, I believe he has his Skull Basher. It's a big problem. That was a nice stun by the Elder Titan. So good job on him. But Ricky has a Skull Basher, which is a big problem. Now getting BKB is a little bit more redundant, but if he had gotten BKB before, Ricky wouldn't have been able to get ass farmed.
Radiant's bottom tower is under siege.
I think Ricky's like the fact that he was able to rush a what's it called, Skull Basher, helped him out quite a bit. Because now Ricky can, until they get detection, Ricky can just hope for a stun, just like hit a few times, and if he doesn't get the stun, just go back into invis because they don't have detection.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
So yeah. You see, he should have used Rocket Barrage right there. They knew he was there. I'm not sure if Rocket Barrage hits if you're invis. So this fight, when you're behind, whenever you get 5 kills without anyone dying, that is huge. If we look at the gold graph, it's gonna spike up right now. Let's just skip forward a little bit because it's not a huge deal that we don't get to see. See, it's still going up. We're gonna check that up again in a second. but there is a fight going on right now. Not much of a fight. It's just Crystal Maiden being stupid. She never go down the ramp in this situation. Still going up, guys. That's a lot of advantage lost because you all throw away your lives. When you're behind and you can get a 5-man wipe without losing anyone, that is huge. It is very, very big, and it's like look at this. That is a gap of 6,000 gold just gone that they just got back, and EXP. 6,000 EXP. They just get it back just like that, no problem. So that's a problem. So they're gonna Roche, try to get their advantage back again. What a smart idea, because most of the lanes are at least pushed kind of to the river, but they're pushing them back, and they don't have detection. So I feel like there would have been a much better time to do this, and if they had been spotted, it would have been pretty bad. Also, Slaughter should be stunning. He's not stunning. Slaughter can stun Roche. So can Crystal Maiden after the Lincolns is burned, and so can Gyro with his missile. So do that. It's good to keep Roche stunned. And let's go to the Gyro. Gyro wrecking creeps. That's what he does. That's what he's good at. Flat cannon, so good. So he's almost at his butterfly. He just needs the eagle song. Whenever you're building butterfly, you're probably doing it for the evasion. So getting the talisman of evasion first is usually the right idea. So good for him. Then I actually like getting eagle song first because it's 25 agility is a lot. It's about 3 armor, I think. How much? You can't read. 7, so that's 3 armor, yeah. And 4 armor possibly if you are close to getting the upgrade. So now they're getting a fight. So they already traded 1. Where's Gyro? Gyro is asleep. He's having nightmares and stuff. So they just traded 0 for 2. Good job. We should see the advantage start spiking back down. So they're fighting. When you have the advantage, that's definitely what you should be doing. You should be fighting. You should be pushing. You should be trying to get further ahead. Gyrocopter, when you have 15 charges and you're like, at this point, just burn them, dude. So you can get them again. That was a very nice smoke screen that Ricky got. It basically makes him unable to fight. And I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but right now, in my opinion, here's where they lost the game. So Spirit Breaker just dies, and then the Gyro just goes in. He's like, I am God, I have Aegis, I can kill anyone. And no, you can't kill anyone. So he's just gonna try to run, but he gets stunned. And never, like, you're at half health, man. Don't fight the Ricky. Don't fight him. Like, that was a bad idea. So now they're two top heroes traded for their worst hero and their little bit less than okay hero. That's actually really bad. And if we look right now, Dragon has been taking a lot of towers. Good for him. Right now we're just gonna see a spike down. Never dive like that. I don't care how far ahead you think you are. Just don't do it. Like, now they lost their 2 big core heroes, and that's a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold to them. They're both worth a lot. Like, I cannot stress that enough. That is really big. We got to kill this and assist. He's dead 5 times. He's dead 5 times. Dragon Knight's dead 4 times. And most of those times were when he was worth a lot less. Gyro's died twice when he was worth a lot. I think Spirit Breaker's died twice too when he was worth a lot. Yeah, it's not good. At hero level, Dragon has been able to stay within EXP range pretty well. Gyro's not too far behind if we look at him. He's halfway to level. So Dragon is exactly a level ahead of him, basically. So Gyrocopter. At this point, if you had built a BKB, you should have been starting to get a Boots of Travel, and then into a what's it called? Yeah, into a butterfly. Because boots of trouble, they're just good for backdooring. If you just push out a creep wave and you can do pretty well. Just have your team fight 4v5, and then you with flat cannon you can just absolutely wreck those creep waves and then force down the tower and ideally the barracks. And as soon as you see 2 people TP in, you just run. But Crystal Maiden, no, not Crystal Maiden. And Bounty Hunter, he's doing a good job of keeping the lanes pushed. But Spirit Breaker is gonna... He hurts at this point. Good thing he is invisible.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. But just continue doing whatever it was you were doing.
So Gyro, making sure the towers stay alive. Getting a lot of gold. He's almost at his butterfly. He is at his butterfly. Basically. Gonna take the ancient so he has enough money to buy it. And yeah, there's not much to talk about that. Let's just skip forward until something happens. And nope. What's this butterfly? Again, I think BKB would have been much better. They have a lot of magic damage. They have quite nice stuns. I just feel like you should have gotten magic damage, and I have no idea what Bane was thinking here. Like, they're not really... They had bad positioning, and they had bad fights. And now they're just gonna die. Gyro rights late. I don't really blame him for this. He was trying to get his butterfly, and then when he saw the fight, he started going right away. So... yeah, I don't blame Gyro for this loss at all. And now they lose a lot of people, and they're gonna and what the hell is he doing? Okay, you got to kill, but okay. Like, guys, come on. You can see why Spirit Breaker can just feed a lot. Like, just don't dive like that, please. It hurts me. It makes me sad inside. And now they just killed everyone. They got another wipe, and you will see now the advantage that their team had. It's just gonna it's gonna be gone. It's just gonna skyrocket back to 0, and both teams are gonna be equal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Let's speed up a little bit.
Dire's
See what Gyro's gonna do. Oh crap! Fight! Okay, it was just nothing. It was just we showed up and then they run. Not a big deal. Gyro's gonna farm away. Invisibility. They get scouted, of course. They're right ahead track anyways. So they're still doing a good job of staying on top, I believe. Nope. Just the only one ahead, and now Ricky and Dragon Knight are catching up. If we check the gold graph again, see the advantage is nearing closer and closer to nothing. I don't know, I just kind of feel bad for them because they were doing really well until the 2 5-man wipes. And again, Gem on the Slaughter, he's pretty tanky. Or on the Spirit Breaker, he's tankier. Like, I think it would have been pretty good. Like, just being able to see Ricky passively. And now he's starting to build BKB, but it's too little too late in my opinion. I'm gonna spoil it, but this game just goes downhill from here. People wouldn't submit games that they won to be critiqued. Well, some people do. And those people... well, if they felt like they did really badly, or if they feel like they don't know how they won, I have nothing against them, but... you know. They should be sticking together. When you're across the river, like, they probably feel like they still have the advantage, but the advantage isn't nearly as big as it used to be. So they should be sticking together much more, in my opinion. If Roche was up, maybe they could have taken it if they had wards, but they don't. So, yeah. So, Spirit Breaker doing dumb initiations and fights they can't win. Never initiate in a place where you don't have vision, or especially if you can't see the enemy. That was just a bad fight, just terrible. And like at this point, dying is really, really bad because you like your barracks are almost dead if they're not dead already. Like yeah, they're still up, but at this point, losing your respawn time is very big, and unless you have you're saving up for buyback, which it hurts you in and of itself. It just it makes your team so much weaker. So I wouldn't blame Gyro on that specific loss, but he should not have been out there. He knew the whole team was gonna come up, and dying like that was a bad idea. Yeah, I feel like they should have just let the Rex die and maybe you snipe one a bot or something. But the lane was pushed out, so that probably wasn't gonna happen. And there was like Gyro couldn't have done anything to fight here. I feel like he could have done a little bit better in the early game, and getting a BKB, and maybe he could have gotten more kills because of that. Because you can't get stun locked, magic damage doesn't hurt you, and just general stuff like that. But Ricky's killing people. Let's go to free camera, because at this point the player perspective isn't that big. And Ricky thinks he's God. Well, he's wrong. So now we see that the heroes that died down here, they just got back. So. This Spirit Breaker is really bad in my opinion. He keeps initiating to areas where they have no vision. The whole team, for all they knew, well, Dragon Knight could have been here, and Dragon Knight is quite strong. Spirit Breaker can't fight Dragon Knight 1-to-1. Like, look at that, and look at this.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They are buying dust, so he is buying dust, so good for him. So a lot of his gold, I guess, is being sank into that. But Jared died over here, and now he just got back. Dying in the late game is pretty bad, so don't do it, I guess. As we can see, the gold per minute. No, not the current gold. I wanted to look at gold per minute. Jared is still ahead, but Dragon Knight managed to achieve him from first gold from all the kills he got. Right? I'm not crazy. I do think he's gotten a lot of kills. 5? I guess not. I guess he was farming well a minute ago, and now he's just stopped farming. Dragon Knight's gonna catch up eventually. And this guy's missed a lot. That was, I didn't notice that. So Jared's just gonna keep farming. My opinion, the right call. In my opinion, this is a terrible idea. What they're doing down here? You're just gonna die. Yep. And they're gonna try to take Roche, which is a bad idea because they knew they were all grouped up down here, which is not too far. So unless they have a ward like over here, I wouldn't have roached. And now they're gonna get a really bad fight, as you can see. They're fighting the smoke cloud. They're forced to separate, so because they can't stand the smoke cloud. If they walk out, they walk into the death ward, and if they stay in, people are just gonna walk in and fight at a disadvantage. So Gyro should have just ran right here. He shouldn't have gone back in. I think he might have clicked on the map or something. I'm not sure. And this costed, yeah, he's right. Costed the game. I do feel that the Spirit Breaker was a big detriment to this game. And the Gyro played pretty well. I would have liked to see a BKB instead, but I think he did okay. But you can always do better, and I don't like blaming the teammates. The Gyro could have done better, and he should have. So, because this is directed to the Gyro, I'm saying get a BKB sooner, because I feel like that would make you a more significant threat in this game. And by this point, the game is over. They got 20 seconds till the respawn. At this point, like look, towers just melt. They just die, and the ancient's gonna die before they can even respawn.
Dire's ancient is being attacked. Victory goes to Raven.
So yeah, again, I'm Tuxalonso, and this is Academy of the Ancients. Me and Cerebellum will be the people uploading for for this YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe and all that stuff. If you did, you know, if you didn't like me, then give me a dislike and tell me in the comments how I could improve. Don't talk about the quality because this is actually my first recording with OBS, and I'm not quite sure if if the settings were correct. But I am short in time because I gotta leave soon. Poor guy. Oh well. I think he played pretty well. Just small item tweaks and not auto-attacking the creeps, but he did pretty well. Well, thanks guys for watching, and oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out.